we have from SMC Worldwide, mashallah, with all everybody's wondering who are all these artists putting out thousands of graphics and overwhelming the AI computers. They're posting now every type of AI, every type of graphic image is wonderful. Even somebody I think has some jinn photos that he is so graphically correct for himself, right? That I call this, oh, is this a jinn that you're looking at? Why you made this AI with this jinn like that? It's scary. But alhamdulillah, everyone's trying to do the best they can and to propagate, so alhamdulillah, that's great. I think we'll be motivating other tariqas and other people to start getting active, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum, Sayyidi. What's the secret of this blessed month where we have both holy events, Sayyidina Fatima Zahra salam and Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq?
MashaAllah. The other thing we have, we were talking many years about, this is immense. That for Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq salam is the sultan of the moon, is the reality of the truthful servant, and again love. This 6 represents wow, and everything is based on 6. This Qur'an manifesting 114 surahs is based on 19 times 6. So it means that 6 and wow and the reality of love, that Allah is a hidden treasure wanting to be known. Well, that's love. I'm a hidden treasure, so this is immensely valuable beyond any imagination, and I want to be known. When a treasure wants to be known, it has to be through love, not punishment, not deprivation. Everything is based on ishq and muhabbat. And the one who wants to reach towards love must approach by love. How can you reach a fountain of love if you're angry and upset, judgmental and bad character? Tariqas then come and teach, no, make yourself loving, your character to be loving, so that you can reach the ocean of Allah's Divine love. This month prepares us for Rajab, Sha'ban and Ramadan by the family and the holy companions. There's no one as loved by Prophet the esteem of that love of Sayyidatina Fatima Zahra.
As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. Inshallah, if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below, the programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans, Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also, be so kind as to leave loving comments and please share the stream. Every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
That she has immense love, Prophet has an immense love, and that her maqam in Jannat al-Baqi by awliya's teachings was brought into Rawza Sharif, and that her maqam is now inside to be with her father, not outside. There's so much immense love, and the spiritual that people ask for daleel, sorry you don't got it, you got to either believe it or don't believe it, doesn't matter for us. But that maqam is inside, and that she represents an immense love and the sacrifice her children and grandchildren made in the keeping of the truth of Islam. So her validation is already there. She suffered in this way, proved this immense love. Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq comes and then teaches from the companionship that I'm Siddiq al-Mutlaq, we described a few nights before. I'm the truthful servant. My truthfulness is not questionable. There's no question in it. This is a title Allah gave, Prophet gave, that this is the most truthful servant of Allah, stamped by Prophet And then he comes and defines into the hearts of awliya that the secret of my truth was not that I didn't say something incorrect, or people say, oh I made a little bit of a white lie or mistake or information that wasn't correct, you lose that station. He said, no, this truthfulness has to do with love. That I was immensely truthful in the love of Prophet. Means keep your ishq, and that you're sadiq of ishq. Because the worst betrayal is the betrayal of love. That in love, if you betray somebody, you've decimated and destroyed their heart. Where Allah says, don't even harm the heart of my servant. Imagine if you're talking about love. You not only harmed it, you might as well have shattered it to a million pieces. So he comes to teach us that no, when you say that you love Prophet you live and die in that love. Don't ever change your coordinates, and you live and die with that love. And that's why then the example is Samina wa ata'na. This old Prophet came, he says he went for Miraj, he went here, he went there, they were trying to mock the stories of Isra. As soon as they came to Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq, he said, my master said that, it's 100%. You never come to me to think I'm going to side with you against Prophet. So they knew, if we go there he'll probably take his sword and take our head off, so we're not going to play with that. He showed the immensity of being vigilant in the love of Prophet. That was the greatest accomplishment. Not that we don't sort of fib and say things that are not 100% accurate. Those Allah look aside, but the greatest danger is the one who plays with their love. So this love that we establish, we continuously ask Allah, Ya Rabbi, please make my love for Prophet to be solid, firm, and everything that I do to always ask myself that, is this going to intensify my love or will it destroy my love, harm my love? If it's to harm my love, I don't want it, I'd rather be dead. If this is the apex of my life, Ya Rabbi, take my soul tonight. If I'm supposed to be going downhill after, I'd rather be dead. Just let me to live the apex of my life that I left here successful. Otherwise what? In the next few years you want to just lose your faith and stop everything you believed in, and then what? Then life became a Jahannam, a hell, and Allah gave you enough rope to hang yourself. So no, our life was about how truthful are we going to be to keep the sunnah, to struggle to keep the sunnah. It'd be like holding a hot coal in our hands. It wasn't supposed to be easy, it's rough. It's rough for everyone. And that was the whole fight, that was the whole understanding. When Sayyidina Musa understood the reality of Prophet, that's why the note says, ask Musa what he saw. He saw Sayyidina Muhammad, and as a result he followed the humiliation of Sayyidina Khidr. Only for Sayyidina Khidr, he didn't even take anything from his own people, he fought them all. If they bothered him, he was very tough with his people. But how he took the humiliation of Sayyidina Khidr, why? For the love of Prophet. So I want to reach that reality. Are you willing to be humiliated for that? It's 100%. 100% to be humiliated until I can reach to where the two rivers meet. He didn't reach, he met the servant who would teach him how to reach where the two rivers met. On the reality of Prophet. All the Prophets, every Prophet wanted to reach the reality and the love and ishq and muhabbat of Sayyidina Muhammad. Sayyidina Isa, I don't want to die on this earth. And then see Prophet that raise me up, I'll come back in the last days to be under the flag and the nation of Muhammadun Rasulullah, so that I die on this earth as a ghulam and servant of Prophet, not as a prophet in my nation. How much the Prophets gave to keep that love and to keep that station. So then they give to an example for us then, be sadiq and truthful to your love. If you're truthful to your love, every action that you try to do is for the nazar of Prophet I want to give, so that the nazar of Prophet is with me. I want to support, I want to do khidmat, I want to give food, I want to keep my sunnah to the best of my ability, to do all these things as an ambassador of this love, ambassador of this ishq, and that I want to teach it to my family, my children and all my loved ones. They may follow, they may not, but at least I did my best to propagate that love. And now mashaAllah with our guys, thousands of AIs about the love of Prophet. You see at the ending of every AI it says, increase your love for Allah and may you increase your love for Sayyidina Muhammad, and that goes out to tens of thousands of people. You see the AI numbers that are coming up and the reels. The cat reel with all of these teachings has 675,000 views. That's a lot for Ahl Sunnah and Tariqah people. And another one 20,000, 30,000, 40,000, 80,000 or what? Spreading the love of Sayyidina Muhammad. So this is our life's purpose, inshaAllah.
See, there are two questions related to backbiting, similar. As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi. How to gain back Allah's light after backbiting? And second, if we backbite someone, can we ask them for forgiveness to lessen its bad deed? And if they forgive us, will we get back what we lost?
Cheers, collapsing. What was the first question?
How to gain back Allah's light after backbiting?
After backbiting? Making tawbah. Yeah. To make your tawbah and to ask for forgiveness, ask Allah's forgiveness. The person that you backbited, you have to ask their forgiveness. Yeah, because Allah can forgive what is in regards to Allah. But what you did harm to somebody else, you have to ask their forgiveness and correct your wrong. Right? If you take a knife and cut somebody, you cut them. If you spread a lie about them, you cut them 1,000, 10,000 times. Now with the internet, if that gets shared 5,000 times, the lie that you spread on somebody, that's 5,000 knife wounds. How will you answer to Allah? Because now it's magnified because of the internet and the technology. It's not Allah's right to forgive that, because you wronged the servant. What Allah is going to forgive if you hurt somebody? Allah is going to ask you, did you ask their forgiveness of what you've done to them? So then you have to make an amends of the somebody that you've backbitten. So you have to go out and seek that I may have said something that was not correct, either it was true and I slandered you, and it was false and I backbited you, but whatever it was, we tried to make an amends and to correct that system, ask istighfar, do good deeds so that to put back something into the hisab. You do some hasanat that gives 10 times the reward, and the sayyat is 1. So it's a whole system, but it's humiliating enough that you don't do backbiting. Because you do it once, you're not going to start calling everybody up all the time and say, I think I backbited again this week against you, so I'm going to ask for forgiveness again. So you learn a system that I'm not going to do that. And you definitely don't do it against the learned people and in the way of deen. It's very dangerous to backbite people and to come against the learned people, because they count as 1,000 times a regular person for Allah. So when we understand all of those haqqaiqs, we understand that there's only one understanding that Allah would declare war upon a servant. There's many things you can do and Allah never says, I declare war upon that. But if they come against Allah's awliya, then Allah replied that, I will declare war against that servant. Why? Because they hear with Allah's hearing, they see with Allah's seeing, they speak with Allah's speaking, they touch with Allah's hands, they walk with Allah's qadam and qudra and power. Allah is actually talking about Himself. Because if I'm dressing them and you're cursing me, of course I'm declaring war against you. They're merely a vehicle for this blessings that come out. Right? So Sayyidina Jalaluddin would say, don't worry so much about the flute, the ney, But you should be astonished at the one who's going through it. So it means that their ulum, their knowledges are a sign of something much more powerful behind them. If you begin to take a life to attack them, they're just the name. What you're really attacking is the ones whom are behind the scene, pushing the knowledges and realities and everything out. And that's not a good life, that's not a good thing to do in life. So our life is about having good manners and gaining the love of Prophet and trying our best to stay away from ghaibat, which is now only TV. It's not news when you turn on the news, it's ghaibat. Specific channels, all they do is they backbite this person backbite that person, and it's just a way for shaitan to immediately take the energy of people away very fast, very fast.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
Ever since following your teachings, we have felt immense love for holy Ahlul Bayt and Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Could you please expand on how students that come from Wahhabi backgrounds keep and grow this love with you as our beloved Shaykh and the Holy Family?
Keeping the love and listen to the teachings. Wahhabi teachings or angry teachings, they don't really have a strength. It had a lot of financial backing. So the Imams who were heavily propagating Wahhabi teaching, they were getting paid very good. But now the Saudi government is more interested in rave concerts, so they say, well, we have to pay these Imams to spread this stuff, let's just do what we want. So the more they cut out the salary, the less you hear from them. But the ones who are still talking out there, they're like a tree with no root. They're not getting paid and they stick with old subjects and keep propagating these old subjects, hoping to gain an audience. But any falsehood has nothing to stand on. And anyone who propagates hate, propagates anger, we said before there's only two camps. So which one are you going to come to? There's going to be a camp and you should watch The Matrix, because Allah gives a sign to all His creation. If His creation love movies, then they'll also hear a message there that either you're going to be with Imam Mahdi salam or you're going to be with Dajjal. There's nobody on the side. There's nobody saying, oh I'll stand this battle out, I'm just going to be here in the middle. So no, by the nature of its negativity, it's like the undercurrent in the ocean. When the kids were young, they said, we're going to the ocean. I said, there's an undercurrent, a danger right now in the water. He said, no, we know how to swim. As soon as they went in, they went down. Because the undercurrent is so powerful, it takes you. So you have to even be trained how to get out of the water in that event, because you have to go all the way down for miles and then slowly get out. So what's coming now is such a powerful undercurrent. If you think you're going to go stand there and be neutral, the devil already grabbed you. Before you know it, you'll be on the streets yelling and screaming, this and that, and doing every type of crazy thing. But this requires good manners, love, requires immense guidance, because you have to have the ability to love the guides and listen to the guides, so that what? You could love Sayyidina Mahdi salam and listen to Sayyidina Mahdi salam. So it's like a training. The one who never accompanied a guide, how is he going to accompany anything? So that becomes the significance. As they're propagating all these knowledges, people then beginning to understand that, oh, we should listen to the guidance, we should understand how to have clarity on these difficult days. People who don't have clarity, you feel very sad for them. They're getting emotional, they get angry, they say, what should we be doing in our religion? They end up on the streets screaming. And they went on the streets and then they find out there's somebody holding, what is that flag? That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Then they took out something, hit somebody in the head. Now you're not on just a political protest, you're in the middle of a crowd of violence. And now you're a party to this violence. Before you know, shaitan grabbed you and it threw you into a tidal wave of difficulty in life. And all because they thought this is what they have to do. And that's why when Allah described those who distance themselves from awliya, Mawlana Shaykh will describe, they distance themselves from Allah's rahmah. Because Allah gives them coordinates, they tell your people, sit tight, don't do these crazy things. come against themselves, be angry with themselves, come against the shaitan inside of you before you try to deal with the shaitan on the street. That if you can't fight the shaitan inside you, how are you fighting the shaitan out on the street? And the one inside you already with you, you feed him, you give him something to drink, you sleep and pray with him and you can't get rid of him. And the shaitan on the street you want to fight? That's when the inner battle is the most important. I have to rid myself of this devil inside. What he wants to eat, I'm not going to give him. What he wants to drink, I'm not going to give him. What he wants to speak, definitely going to silence him. So if you can fight your inside devil before you try to fight the outside devils. So alhamdulillah, Allah kept us busy and we have enough to do.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam.
What's the reality of Imam Ali alayhi salam being there and helping Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam during the ark building?
Don't know, you got that from somewhere on the AI or I don't know. You have to ask Mr. AI. Yeah, Sheikh AI may have different answers. He's very esoteric. If I'm Sufi, he's super Sufi. He's talking about the planks. Yeah, Sayyidina Nuh had planks to build for his ship and the completion of the steering column for his ship, and each plank had the name of a prophet upon it, and that would be the madad and the support of that ship, because the fuluk in the ship represents the support from Allah in the hand of Prophet, and the steering of it then had the names of Muhammad, Ali, Hassan, Hussein, Fatima alayhim salam, inshaAllah. And by means of those names, that was the guidance of that ship and the power and the reality of that ship. So the ship represents our soul. If Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam in the Lataif al-Qad, he represents the struggle. So everyone has to deal with Sayyidina Nuh alayhi salam. He comes into your life and says that, I had to build my ship, soul. So put ship, puruk and soul. And a part of my building my ship was to be tested. I built a ship on a mountain telling my people it's going to rain. So his people beat him. So why you would build a ship on a mountain and we haven't had 40 years of rain? So it means your coordinates are not easy for other people to understand. Most likely you look and sound crazy. When you say, oh, why you have to do these things? Why you have to look like this? Why you have to follow this? And Sayyidina Nuh comes into our life, that's it, that's exactly what Allah wants. And his people defecated in his ship when he was building it. They tormented and tortured him and ridiculed him. So this had to do with the testing of the soul. And if you build that ship and go through your testing, Allah will begin to send a flood, because the ship was to protect you against shaitan and his community and all that he's trying to do on this earth to destroy people. But if we follow our tests and pass our tests, your soul becomes a powerful ship from Allah which traverses all of these difficulties, all of the badness, because it knows its destination. He didn't have to look for where to land, he was just supposed to go on the oceans of Allah's rahmah until Allah tells him where his ship is going to land. So how am I going to control my soul and fly it and drive it here? No. You build your soul with your tests, and the shaykhs are teaching you that keep the love of Prophet, that is your steering column. With that, your ship will know how to get to the destination Allah wants. And that's why Fatah Abwab as-Sama, this is the month in which we ask Allah that, Ya Rabbi, please, I'm overwhelmed with these difficulties and badness that shaitan casting upon myself, my family, my community, my loved one, that open your gates of rahmah. And Allah said that we opened our rahmah and we flood upon them of oceans of my and Muhammadan. Because Allah's mortar burns shaitans but blesses the servant and the soul, because the soul takes these lights in its infinite capacity and sort of devours and absorbs Allah's rahmah and mercy. So anything that we want to steer towards Allah's Divinely grace must have Prophet at the head and the love of Ahlul Bayt guiding us alayhi salam.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
Sayyidi, if I have never made Bibi Fatima happy, then how can I ask her to take my case to Rasulullah ﷺ? Please forgive me.
Make her happy. She won't take your case until you make her happy. Why would you start the reverse to that? I've never made her happy. The whole talk was that you're not a professor, already have done everything, and you tuned in tonight just to confirm all my teachings. You tuned in tonight to hear, no, this is what we're supposed to be doing on a daily basis. Go out tomorrow morning and give food in her name. Say, no, this is the Urs Mubarak. I want to go make cookies, or if I have money, I'm going to go buy cookies. Whatever we can do, and say, I want to go out and feed now today. I want to go out and give food today. I want to send these articles that the shaykhs have on his social media. I'm going to send to everyone I know. I like it, they don't like it, I don't really care. And I send it out to the Muslim community and people who may be of interest. So this wasn't about people who have been doing it and they just needed to hear my confirmation tonight. It's about people whom are coming in now first time and saying, oh, that's why you guys have this name? Yeah, we're going to name the charity under my name. Why I want anybody to do anything in my name? But I want everybody to be under Sayyidatina Fatima Zahra salam, her nazar salam, that we give out food for sake of her name, because she's very loved by Prophet. So if you want Prophet to watch you, and you say, he's the beloved daughter. We're going and giving food in her name. We give water out in her name. We give everything out that we can and do good in her name, so that she's watching. Prophet is watching. So that's why we do what we do in these names. So this is an opportunity to learn tonight that, oh, that's why these guys do this, and they're extremely successful, extremely protected, and lots of light, lots of blessings. How? Because of the system. Because if you be with whom you love, you don't have to have a lot of strength. You don't have to have like miraculous ability to pray all night. People want to come and see the shaykh and see, let me see from the corner of my eyes, does he do like any special prayers all night long he's doing? No. But if you love these powerful people, and if they pray for you, it's finished, you're already flying. What was the Nadwi said? I don't know how I got here. Is a regular guy, the word of the Nad is saying, I don't even know how I got here. I don't know this lofty station that people are talking about, how? But the Agha, Prophet he took my case. That his barakah all around, the barakah of his family around, the barakah of his holy companions around, that's enough for everybody. You can't even do more than that. So it wasn't about ourselves, how much we're going to struggle to do all these things, all these nighttime vigils, all these things. No, do good deeds in the name of these holy souls, that they inspire within our heart and soul to do good, to be blessed. And that should be enough to take us to the finish line, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Alaikum salam.
Sayyidi, can you please
How does it not go?
ये सब तुम्हारा
ये सब तुम्हारा
करम है आका, ये सब तुम्हारा करम है आका, के बाद अब तक बनी हुई है कोई सलीका है आरज़ू का, न बंदगी मेरी बंदगी है, ये सब तुम्हारा करम है आका, ये सब तुम्हारा करम है आका.
We don't make this up. Right? You're not making these teachings up, these are ancient teachings. These are teaching for us that this barakah and this blessing is not something anybody can imagine. It's not something you prayed and you got it. It wasn't an action that you did and you got it. We say even when we want to hand out flyers for the zikr, I would hand out 200 flyers. All of a sudden you go back, the zikr is full. I say, oh mashallah. I go to each one, did you get the flyer? And they say, no, what are you talking about? And I was amazed that nobody came from my flyer. And then later in your seclusion, absolutely not. We don't want you to think you have the ability to bring people. We want to see an action from you, we give you a reaction. So Allah just wants you to do something, Allah will make it in miraculous ways. But never in a way that you can think you got something, you have the ability. So we do good and you see good, inshaAllah. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله وحرمة محمد المصطفى وبسير سورة الفاتحة.
As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. Inshallah, if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below, the programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans, Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also, be so kind as to leave loving comments and please share the stream. Every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.